If I were asked to nominate the Kerry person whose life and business had most influence on Irish tourism, I'd have to opt for Ernie Evans. Ernie was born in 1929, the same year as myself, in Glenbeigh. It's a small village in South Kerry. His father, George, ran a hotel there. His mother had another hotel in the village called the Glenbeigh Hotel. The Evans family originated in Wales. They came to the Glenbeigh area to explore mining possibilities in the mid-1800s. Ernie was educated at Colourful Secondary School and at Clongowes Wood College in Dublin. He did a 3-year course at a hotel management school in Lausanne in Switzerland, and he graduated in 1949 with 3 years of hotel training behind him. By this time he was fluent in French and had a working knowledge of German. Ernie continued his training, specializing in European wines, and worked in Hotel de Beaujolais in France. In 1953, Ernie took up a position in his mother's hotel as Assistant General Manager. After his marriage to Miriam O'Connor in 1956, the same year that I got married, he took over his father's Towers Hotel in Glenbeigh. You got to remember that Glenbeigh was no more than a sleepy village on the western seaboard. Ernie brought his culinary magic and skills to this tiny place. He was a man truly ahead of his time. Very quickly, the Towers became the place to be. It was not unusual to find a film star or two in Ernie's company. Charlie Chaplin, Burl Ives, and Leon Uris were amongst some of the prestigious guests. By 1967, 1/3 of his clientele came on holidays from France. 2 years later, the restaurant was listed in Egon Ronay's guide as a restaurant for seafood lovers. Ernie was appointed a director of Bord Fáilte, that's the Irish Tourist Board, in 1970. Tourism had taken a sharp drop due to the troubles in Northern Ireland. After a number of related incidents in Kerry, which included the burning of a British tour bus at Renard in Castlevine, the BBC were sent to report on it. A reporter asked Ernie, would you recommend British families to holiday in Ireland? Ernie replied, I could not regard Ireland as safe for young children. His answer caused huge controversy. There was a furore in the Dáil, that's the Irish Parliament, with calls to the then Minister for Tourism, Brian Lenihan, to fire Evans from his position as Bord Fáilte Director. Lenihan ignored these calls. In March 1972, Ernie went on a goodwill tour across America as an Irish tourism diplomatic personality. He was presented with the freedom of the city in Miami and again in Los Angeles. Ernie was interviewed on radio and TV across the USA, promoting Ireland as a holiday destination. He was born with what they call the gift of the gab, and with a hat full of stories, he was very entertaining on air and on screen. In 1976, he was invited to become a member of the prestigious French group of chefs known as Club des Chefs des Chefs. The same year, Ernie was invited to tour America with Richard Daley, the very popular mayor at that time of Chicago. That year also happened to be the bicentennial year in America. He was honored again by civic leaders in Boston and San Francisco. My friend Ernie was a man of many talents, an innkeeper, a chef, a waiter, and entertainment. You name it, he did. He cooked every dish with the best of ingredients. And in his restaurant, he served some of the finest wines from French vineyards. When dinner was over, he became an entertainer. He sang Irish ballads and parties late into the night with his guests. He often shared the stage with Irish legends such as Ronnie Drew, Liam Clancy, who were regular guests at the Towers. In the early 1980s, Ernie sold the Towers Hotel and various other properties in Glenbeigh and moved to Dublin. After a break of a year, he found a new premises in a lane behind Kylie's pub in Donnybrook. It opened under the name Ernie's Restaurant. It became very popular with the diplomatic set from the nearby embassies, and also with the rugby fraternity who went to matches at Lansdowne Road. Ernie died unexpectedly on the 17th of April 1990 while on a 3-week holiday in Lanzarote. He is buried in Harold's Cross, Dublin. Ernie is fondly remembered by anyone who stayed or visited the Towers during his era. Not least of all by myself. I spent many a great night in his company. I would like to say, you'll never be gone, Ernie. You're always with us.